free as it relates to money. And speaking of, if you are not subscribed to the 3 a.m. shenanigans, all right, Mr. Aurorah is back. Secured Entrepreneurs. You know, Mr. Aurorah tried that other streaming platform before. It did not bring sexy back, okay? So today I'm going to try this other thing because Mr. Aurorah has been over there on the TikTok, getting a whole lot of TikTok love, okay? And see, that's what Mr. Aurorah is desiring, some true interaction from the entrepreneurs of the world. All right, so we're going to go with, I think we're using OBS today. So, you know, Mr. Aurorah will put the DJ Khaled remix on this video if we run into any problems. But so far, I like all of the testing that it did, unlike the other software that we tried. Okay, now, announcement, Mr. Aurorah has to tell you that due to the plethora of questions, and, you know, I want to thank everyone. Please, thank you for emailing. Continue to do so at info@AurorahDayConsulting.com. All right. We get so many questions, and I'm just so grateful that people are seeing when Mr. Aurorah puts posts up on Instagram, when Mr. Aurorah puts posts on Facebook, Mr. Aurorah's posting on TikTok, the videos here on YouTube, and we get all of you who instant message, who send emails, okay, who get on the calendar. Right? You all have all of these questions simply because, once again, we know how much misinformation is out here on the forefront. And I've said this before, I really do believe that there is a lot of misinformation being allowed to come out to deter people, to mislead people, to harm people financially, to create an environment where individuals will no longer seek to become financially independent through business. Now, that's my thought, okay? So right now, I want to first tell you that because of all of the questions, we went ahead and opened up the membership situation here on the channel, okay? And so because the channel encourages the content creators to have 3 levels to the membership, we did do 3 tiers. There is a foundation level, there is a growth level, and then there's the legacy building level. Okay, so you can check out the community section. Mr. Aurorah put a post on the community section letting everyone know that the memberships are here. Okay, and I look forward to having our monthly group calls so that we can get into how it is you're going to build this mega business internationally and start building your legacy internationally, and, you know, let go of the myths that, you know, there's no money, or that there's not enough money, or like all this stuff. Like, if you are really a part of the world, you would see just how much money is going around, and you would actually meet the people who have it and what it is that they're doing on a daily basis, what it is that they're able to get accomplished on a daily basis, and how it is they are able to live stress-free as it relates to money. And speaking of, if you are not subscribed to the 3 a.m. Shenanigans channel, just yesterday, we were discussing part 3 of Entrepreneurship and the Secret Language of Money. So please go and watch that. And then I got into one of the Psalms in the Secret of the Psalms book, Psalm number 4, the Song for Luck. Okay, and we went deep in on that. So if spiritual entrepreneurship, metaphysics, money magic, things like that, you know, what Miss Aurorah does at 3 a.m. in the morning, 2 and 3 in the morning. If that's something that interests you, go over there and check those videos out, comment, because we are an interactive community as always, of course, okay? And let Miss Aurorah know how you feel about what we are discussing over there, okay? So I'm just saying it's time to really let that energy go relating to, you're not feeling like you're going to be able to create the type of income, create the type of revenue, create the type of business. I saw this young lady here on YouTube just post that the CEO of Fashion Nova just bought this multi-million home up in Los Angeles somewhere. Okay, I'm going to check that out. But, the reality is there's just too much money going around. So there's 3 tiers. I hope that you consider joining at least one of them so that we can get together and make this thing go and flow. Right now, I'm going to get into 5 myths about anonymous LLCs simply because of these questions that we consistently get. Okay. Now, the first myth that is out here, because we're getting this question, Miss Aurorah, are these anonymous LLCs legal? Like, is it really real? That's one of the top questions that we get emailed, okay? And the answer is yes. Anonymous LLCs are very legal and they are very real, okay? The problem comes in when you're getting misinformation about the particular states that you would have to be organized in to achieve the anonymity, okay? There's so much misinformation about that. So part of an entrepreneur or a business owner actually creating anonymity as it relates to the organizing of the entity, you've got to be organized in the correct state. Now, when you come on board of the Secured Entrepreneur Movement, because even if you take one of the trials, I'm sorry, what is it called? The levels, right? I'm going to have to get KJ to help me out. Okay. One of the tiers, right? One of the tiers. You are now a part of the Secured Entrepreneur Movement, okay? Because the tiers are not involving you actually, going all the way with us as it relates to creating your entities with us. Eventually, you probably will, once you hear and start learning what it is that we actually help you to do and how we do it and how everything is 100% legal and all that good stuff there, you may decide to go all the way. But at least you'll have the opportunity to start learning on a monthly basis. Okay, so that's my hope for all of the secured entrepreneurs as we walk into 2025. And you might as well say we're already there. Okay, we've got 3 months left. September is going to fly by like nobody's business, and we know that. We have 4 VIPs for September. Let me just throw that out there real quick. We have 4 VIPs for September. So please, info@AurorahDayConsulting.com. Let Jessica know you have an interest in taking one of the 4 VIP spots for the month of September. You can go to AurorahDayConsulting.com, go to the VIP up there, and you can check out exactly how it is we do that, okay? Now, what I'm saying to you is that many people are trying to organize this limited liability company in a state that does not have any type of privacy enactments. That's the first mistake. So, of course, when you do that and then stuff happens and you find out, well, why am I splattered all over the place? Why do people know exactly who I am and all that stuff like that? Like, why is that going on? Okay. Number one, if you can go to the Secretary of State's website and see your name up there, you should know that you are not anonymous. Okay. Now, there are layers to the organizing of the entity that you will learn when you come on board of the Secured Entrepreneur Movement, because it's a little bit more than, and that's going to lead me to the second myth here. It's a little bit more than just the state in which you organize this entity in. Okay. So I just want you to know, yes, anonymous LLCs are legal and very real. Okay. And you will be missing out on a business structure that truly does offer enhanced privacy and asset protection. All right. The second myth is that the anonymous limited liability company is providing complete privacy protection. Now, the reason why I have to bring this up, and this is the second one, is because we've had a lot of people who were duped into believing that they were creating an anonymous limited liability company, and then some things popped off and they realized, wait a moment, there I am. Okay, and I was telling people that, oh no, nothing could happen to me because I got an LLC and my LLC is anonymous. And I tell people how many times people have said to me, oh no, that can't happen because I have an LLC. Oh, well, it's going to happen because you're up there as owning 100% of the company. Okay, so it's you. You're up there as the organizer. Okay, so that's you. You're up there as the registered agent. Oh, that's also you. You've got your home address up there. Okay, that's also you. Okay, and then we have a lot of people who, you know, they believe that they're going to have anonymity because they want to create an S corp. Well, how could you think that? Why would you bother to think that when that is a tax election? You're taking a tax election. You're going to name yourself. You're going to give them all your information. You're going to say that you're an employee. So not only are you are out there, but you're out there paying more tax. I mean, it does not make any type of economic sense whatsoever. Okay, so understand that if some type of court action takes place, you know, you may be subpoenaed. Oh, you know, we know that when companies get sued, everybody and their mama gets named. Whoever's attached to this thing, whoever's attached to the venture, everybody. You get that document in the mail, you want to pass the heaven out because everybody is named. Every subsidiary, I'm telling you. And comment below, Secure Entrepreneurs, if you know that this has happened to you, you know somebody that this has happened to, and then you got to go notifying people. Okay, they have an address down here for you, but it's probably not correct. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you know that you're named right here. You know what I'm saying? Which is the courteous thing to do, which many people have had to do. Okay, so we want to be mindful of that again, you have got to know how to organize this entity as a whole, okay, so that you don't run into any of these types of glitches. However, I'm going to say this, like I'm telling you, if in the event that there is some type of legal matter and your entity is either the business that is having the issue or part of the issue, that entity is going to be named and somebody is going to find out who is who and there will be a name. I have seen this happen many times. So we want to be mindful of how we organize and structure the entity to do what, because what you don't want is to have interests, meaning you don't want to be a member who has interests, because in the event of a loss, that could harm you financially, and we all do know that. Nobody wants it. We were just talking the other day about how many times we know that these asset seizures actually happen. I mean, they will come to your place of business. They will take all of the assets out of the business. They will auction those assets, okay? And whatever is made from the auction will go towards paying the judgment. It is very, very real, and I really don't want anything like this to happen to any secured entrepreneur, but it has happened to many. And you know, we get a plethora of clients up in here who say, I already had it, now I got to start over. I done lost everything. And some of the stuff was still being financed. That went too, okay? Because all that goes out the window. It's insane how it can happen. So you must be very, very careful about the way you do business and who you do business with. All right, the third myth that Miss Aurorah is going to share, and this is coming from a lot of you who jumped on the calendar and you said, Miss Aurorah, are these anonymous LLCs for like regular people like me? Because I'm starting to think that it's really like only for big corporations or wealthy people. All right, that is false. If you believe that, then you are willing to forfeit a lot of the privacy and wealth building opportunities that this particular type of entity has to offer you. This is an entity, and I want to make this clear, that yes, it costs. It costs because of the way that it is set up, to which you will learn when you come on board of the Secured Entrepreneur movement. It is not like, okay, I'm going to go online and I'm going to fill out this form and all that stuff like that. There is an entire process as to how you're going to do this so that you are operating in commerce properly. All right. I want you to know. So that is a false myth. This entity can be organized by any entrepreneur, any business owner, okay, who wants to come out here and operate properly in commerce and see a majority of their profits, as opposed to paying it all in taxes, because they're not set up correctly. And that leads me right into the fourth myth I'm hearing. Well, the setup is extremely complicated and it's very costly. It's not complicated, but it could be considered costly. I'll just keep it real on that. It could be considered costly. Why? Because you have to make an investment. You have to make an investment to operate on this level. So no, it's not going to be $50. It's not going to be $150. It's not going to be $300. No, it's not. Okay. It's going to cost you to create a system, because that's exactly what you're investing in when you come down this road. And once again, like I said early on, this is not in some gray area. This is a legal situation that you need to be knowledgeable about. And as a matter of fact, that is the reason why we have the Secured Entrepreneur Beginner Program 50% off. Okay, and I'm going to keep that open until the 8th. We were doing it for Labor Day, and I was going to end it tomorrow, but we got a lot of questions of people who saying, okay, I want to do it, but right now I need another week or two to get the money, so I need a couple of days. Because you know what I'm saying? Like you're telling Miss Aurorah where you are financially, but you know that this is the thing for you to do. Okay, that Secured Entrepreneur Beginner Program is for the entrepreneur who's saying, all right, I can't come into the Sole Proprietor CEO program yet because I'm not really ready for my trust. I don't really feel like I'm there, but I am in a space where I know I need this particular type of entity to run my business, and I know I'm going to need some real business credit because I have to fix my personal credit. So I don't need anybody looking at me to be some type of guarantor. Okay. And you're going to get 90 days of business consulting with Miss Aurorah. You'll come into the Secured Entrepreneur community. Okay. You will have the opportunity to see the training courses so that you know everything that you need to know how to come out here and operate in commerce properly and, see more of your money, because that's what we're about, making more money, keeping it safe, and living your desired lifestyle. However luxurious you desire for it to be, that's what you're going to have the opportunity to do once it is you are operating in commerce properly. And when that money starts running in, it's like, oh, wow, I really thought I was going to have this high behind tax bill. And then people, you got to read some of the reviews that people write for Miss Aurorah. It's like, OM to the G. I really thought that I was going to be sitting out here looking crazy like some other people that I know, and that did not happen. Now people want to know what I'm doing, and people do decide to gatekeep. I'm just going to tell the secured entrepreneurs that right now. We got some secured entrepreneurs who have already said, oh no, I'm not telling anybody I know that. No, ain't nobody going to do this. I'm going to be the one. People really feel that way. That's why we have 1% of the world who's going to stay on top, because a majority of the people who are in the 1% feel that way. I'm going to gatekeep all of this information. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so please bear that in mind. I'll put the links are going to be in the description box for the Secured Entrepreneur Beginner Program. The discount code is, what is the discount code? Oh, the discount code is anonymous. Anonymous. All right, anonymous. And you will get the program 50% off. If you have questions, feel free to email. All right. Email, you want to get on the calendar to talk about it, email, we'll go ahead and set that up. All right. Let me get on with the next myth. All right. The fifth myth. And this one to me is dangerous. I was told by a new secured entrepreneur that he was told that these anonymous limited liability companies are actually used to evade taxation. No, sir. Everybody who has been watching Miss Aurorah from the beginning. You can go back on this channel. I think I've been on the channel for about 7 years already. And there's two things that Miss Aurorah has always said from the very beginning. And that is, protecting your business starts before you open for business. Comment below. Who remembers? Okay, hello. And you can legally avoid taxation, but you cannot legally evade taxation. Okay. Now, the way that you will learn how to utilize entities such as the anonymous LLC, irrevocable trust. Okay. You will learn how to utilize these entities the way that they are designed to be used, so that you can legally avoid taxation, because these are pass-through tax entities. So the Internal Revenue Service lets us know that we have the authority to pass tax through to another entity. Okay. But unfortunately, we've allowed people to talk us into having the tax pass through to us, because we're saying, oh, we're a member. See, these are some of the biggest mistakes that people are guiding unsuspecting people to when they don't understand business law. They don't know how many types of LLCs there are. I told somebody, well, you know, there's 16 different types of LLCs. Like, what? Yeah. When you come on board, I have a training video about the 16 types of LLCs. People don't know how they operate now here. They have no structure, and then they want to know why money is disappearing. They don't know where the money has gone. The money came, but the money left. Because these people that you go to do your taxes, okay, they just take a class. They're not there to teach you about how to operate your entity. And again, if you're not making enough money, you're not going to get these professional people to create tax plans for you and really structure and organize you, because they don't feel like, you know, they can make enough money off you because you're not making enough money. And one of the big things here on the forefront, and entrepreneurs, comment below if you understand what I'm saying. There's a whole lot of people out here who say they prefer not to deal with people who really have a poor mindset. They're going to ask too many questions that will be deemed unsophisticated, is the word I'm going to use. They're not going to ask sophisticated questions because they really can't think beyond the thought process that they've been having all their lives. So when they introduce to something new and they're shown the evidence now, they're shown the evidence that this is how this thing really works, it's very hard for them to believe. It's very hard for them to believe. Okay. So you got a lot of people out here on the forefront who are like, there's no way I'm going to have products and services that cost less than $5,000, because I already know people who cannot afford to even go there are going to be problematic. That's the first thing they're going to say. If they don't spend any money, if they don't have no money to spend, they're going to be the most problematic clients you've ever had, because they have a lot of poverty thought processes. They have a lot of poverty behaviors, and everything is a scam. Notice that? And it's so funny. The people who fall for scams are those very same people. They're always talking about, well, that's a scam. That ain't real. But they'll be the first person to fall for a scam. They're the first person to get scammed. I know people like this. Okay. I have met these people. They'll be the first. All right. So a lot of people on the forefront do not want to work with people who feel these types of ways, who think these types of thoughts, and who conduct themselves a certain way in the world. They know already that these are going to be some problematic people. I've come to some people's pages and even going to some people's events, and the first thing that you're going to be told, all right, if you believe this, and that, if you think this, and that, if you start behaving in this particular type of way, if you're difficult, if I start believing that you're difficult, this thing is not going to happen. I reserve the right to refuse your business. I reserve the right to ask you to leave this conference. Like, people are starting. How many of you have seen this? People are starting out with that because they've had so many unorthodox, unpleasant, unfriendly experiences with people who they would deem to be, impoverished, which is why they're acting like this and all that stuff. And when you hear the price, it's like, what am I getting for that? They don't want it. They don't want it. So it's very difficult. And I've even had to tell people who've asked me, can you connect me with your this, and that? I have to say no, because I already know that they're going to ask me, okay, is this a 7-figure earner? What can you tell me about their business? Do they have any assets? You see what I'm saying? Like they want to know what type of skin in this game you have before they're going to make a decision to deal with you, to service you. How many industries do we know are like that? Hello. Okay. So those are the myths that Miss Aurorah wanted to address in this video. Again, we're testing OBS today. I hope that everything works out well, because if it does, this is the way I'm going to be coming live on TikTok. You see, a whole lot is going on back here. This is the way I'm going to be going live on TikTok on a daily basis. I'm going to be teaching on TikTok on a daily basis. So if you're not following Miss Aurorah on TikTok, it's I am Aurorah Dey on TikTok. And I'm the trust goddess over there, and you will see me, okay? And I will come to YouTube live every day as well, so that we can have these discussions, because we've got a lot to talk about as we close the year out, okay? And you all need to know about the events that are coming up. But you know, many of you already know Miss Aurorah will not move forward with an event if the participation is not there, because it's not going to be fair to the entrepreneurs who show up ready to collaborate, because that's what we're doing. This is where you're going to meet your next business partner. This is where you're going to have your next joint venture opportunity. Okay, we need people who play full out. So if I don't see that people are really playing full out, we won't move forward with it. Okay, so let's see what happens as we close 2024. All right, that's what Miss Aurorah wants to share in this video. You all know you can find me, Miss Aurorah Dey, at AurorahDeyConsulting.com. And until next time, ta-ta.